So today I'm going to be filming a what's in my makeup bag type of video, which is basically just going to be like my favourite foundation, concealer, eye product, etc. And to start with, I just want to really apologise if there's any road noise. They've been cleaning my road for absolutely ages this morning and I've been putting off filming, putting it off, but I really do need to get this filmed because I do need to go out. So I really do apologise if you can hear anything. It's the perks of living in the city. So this is my current makeup bag of choice. As you can hear, there's not a lot in here. I have just gone for like one of each product. This makeup bag is from Primark, if any of you want to know. It was a really long time ago, so I should doubt that they actually have it in anymore. But I do go to Primark quite often for makeup bags and cosmetic bags and stuff like that because they have such a great selection, really cheap prices, and some of them are really pretty. So when I can be bothered, I go in with a primer, which admittedly isn't every single day. I'm quite lazy, but at the moment if I do use one, it is the Clarins Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch. This is a tiny little sample size pot of this. I think I've only ever owned one full size pot, and since then, just for whatever reason, multiple reasons, I've just ended up getting loads of little sample sizes. I do find that a tiny little pot of this will last for ages though, so I really don't need to worry about getting another full size anytime soon. It really smooths out the skin. I do have blemish prone, spotty skin, unfortunately, and it really does help to kind of cover them up a little bit. Not obviously add coverage, but it just sort of makes a nice smooth layer over the top and really makes foundation and concealer and things like that apply beautifully over the top of spots. It keeps them in place all day and it just really perks my skin up a little bit and provides a really nice blank canvas. So in terms of foundation, I've been falling for the Diorskin Nude Natural Glow Hydrating Makeup with SPF 10. I've never tried a base from Dior before and I'm really impressed with it. It's medium coverage, so the word nude is kind of a little bit misleading. It leaves kind of a really subtle kind of lit from within finish rather than being kind of outrightly glowy, but I actually really do like that. I do have combination skin, so especially in my T-zone I can get quite oily and quite greasy during the day, which this really stops. The shade is a tiny little bit dark for me at the moment, so I'm kind of waiting for summer before I can really show it off. At the moment I'm mixing it in with the Earle Signature foundation, which is the lightest foundation that I own, and I quite often mix that in with a lot of foundations anyway. But this is just really beautiful, and if you are after kind of quite a lightweight feeling, fresh feeling foundation for the summer, then this is definitely one to go and check out. For concealer, I am all about the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. Phew! This is a beautiful concealer. I have the shade Light, which is 01, and as far as I know this is the lightest shade that they do. I'm quite pale, but obviously there are people out there with fairer skin than me, which might find that a problem because this just about is the right shade for me. Could maybe do with being just teeny tad lighter even on myself, so that could be an issue, but if you do find a shade that matches you, then definitely go for it. It's quite full coverage, but it doesn't feel remotely heavy on the skin, which is a problem that I found with things like the Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection. I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. With that kind of cult concealer, it did tend to crease a little bit around my eyes. I actually wanted the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, as I'm sure so many people do, but obviously they're having distribution problems with vanilla at the moment, so I picked this up as an alternative. And to be honest, I don't think I will be getting the NARS version at all now. It feels incredibly light considering how good coverage it is. It's heavy duty, it really does last on my skin, and it is one of the very few concealers that actually makes a visible difference to the dark circles under my eyes. I tend to skip powder. I definitely don't use powder every day. I'm not a powder fan by any means, but I have just added a new step into my makeup routine, which is quite adventurous for me, I will admit, and it is a bronzer, and I've never ever used bronzer before. I kind of assumed because I'm quite pale that it would just look orange and quite fake on me, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But even though I am very pale, I have quite prominent yellow undertones in my skin, which I think is why bronzer suits me quite well. So I picked up this one, and it is the HD Brows Bronzer I think it's literally just called bronzer. It's a little bit dusty, I apologise. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful option if you do have fair skin. It comes with a little sponge, which I don't use. It's very, very pigmented, so how anybody can use it with a sponge, I don't know. But it does come also with this little kind of plastic door flap thing, which obviously keeps the mirror clean. I didn't actually know until I went on, I think it's Feel Unique I got this from. I didn't actually know that HG Brows did anything other than brow products, so I'm really, really impressed with this. And if you do have fair skin and you are after something to kind of warm it up a little bit, especially during the summer months, then definitely go and give this one a go. Because I have quite pink and quite rosy cheeks, I also think that that's why I've been really preferring a bronzer lately, and I've been kind of laying off the blusher a little bit. But one thing that I have been using is this, and it is the 17 Shimmer Brick in the shade Pink Bronze. Now this is a really, really fantastic dupe for the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick. I've tried them both, kind of swatched them both on my hands next to each other, and they're really, really similar. This one I think is about a £5, and obviously the Bobbi Brown one isn't. This is a beautiful, beautiful option if you do have fair skin. It's got a very, very kind of subtle pink sheen through it, but it's incredibly kind of glowy, and it just gives my skin a little bit of extra life. I especially used it kind of on the tops of my cheeks and also along my forehead a little bit as well, and it just really brightens up the skin without being too kind of in your face shimmery, which I hate. I know a lot of people hate that. For my brows, literally all I do is run them through with a spoolie, and then I've been using the NYX Brow Marker in the shade Medium on them. For those of you who don't know, NYX is now available in a lot of NYX stores across the UK. I live in the city, so we have quite a big selection. I don't know obviously what the selections are like in other NYX stores. I think there's a list online of the stores that do stock NYX now. This is a brilliant little option if you like a more natural look. I never ever thought that I would go for like a brow pen. I've always been very powder orientated. I've loved using brow powders, but this is brilliant. It really still looks quite natural, but it definitely adds a little bit of definition and a little bit of extra colour. I've experimented with my eyebrows, let's say, through the years, so this is a brilliant little option, as I do have kind of tiny little gaps in them naturally. So I've been trying to keep my eyes as simple as possible lately, and just using the MAC paint pot, and this is in the shade Groundwork. I literally just sweep this across the lid and kind of blend it out with a Real Techniques brush, the name of which I can't remember for the life of me, but I will link it up down below. And this is just a really beautiful natural brown shade, perfect if you do have fair skin like myself, because it's really not too deep. It's perfect for kind of just every day when you want a little bit of definition but you don't want to look too done or made up, which I definitely don't. That is not a look that I go for very often. And yeah, they're just really beautiful. They have an awful lot of kind of nude and natural shades in the paint pots, and the formulas are gorgeous. My mascara of choice lately has been the Max Factor Full Slash Effect Waterproof formula. For a long time I didn't go for waterproof formulas. I don't find that my mascara smudges, so I really didn't see the point in getting waterproof. But this without doubt holds a curl so much better than any other formula that I own, and I don't think I'd go back to non-waterproof now that I've tried this. It's a little bit of a pain in the arse getting it off in the evenings. I use the Clinique Take the Day Off, either the cleansing balm or the makeup remover, which I do find does the job and it works. This is just incredibly volumizing. It's jet black. I do smudge it all over my face when I'm trying to get it on because the brush is incredibly fat and thick, which is a bit of a pain. But it's a beautiful, beautiful mascara, and literally one coat of this and I'm good to go. So last but not least is lips, and if you read my blog you will know that I have a complete aversion to anything bold and bright on my lips. So the Burts tinted lip balms are perfect for me. This is in the shade Red Dahlia, and this is the one that I tend to carry around with me every day. Literally just a stick formula. It just sweeps across the lips and just gives a really subtle beautiful hint of red without being too eye-catching, which I hate. I really don't like wearing colour on my lips because I really don't like my lips, basically. So that is the contents of my daily makeup bag. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I might be doing like a tutorial at some point soon, hopefully, but I really didn't fancy getting my bare face on camera today, basically. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon.